Have you ever had that one roommate, the one who somehow makes every shared space feel like a battleground? Well, this story is about a college student whose roommate crossed one line too many. And when that roommate burned his dinner, the revenge that followed was smoking hot in every sense of the word. If you've ever dreamed of serving some well-deserved karma to a selfish roommate, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this petty revenge story is going to leave you sizzling with satisfaction. It was a few years ago when I decided to go back to school for a complete career change. Money was tight, painfully tight, so I moved into a shared basement apartment. It wasn't fancy. The walls were old, the hallways narrow, and the air always smelled faintly of microwave noodles. Each of us had our own locked bedroom, but we shared one kitchen and bathroom, meaning that every meal, every noise, and every small act of inconsideration could turn into tension. We didn't talk much, just the occasional, "Hey, don't forget your internet share." Or, "Whose turn is it to take out the trash?" That kind of detached, polite roommate relationship, functional, but cold. One night, after a brutal day of classes and work, I got home around 10 p.m., exhausted, starving, and ready for one small comfort: a frozen pizza. Yeah, not gourmet cuisine, but when you're a broke student, a pizza feels like a warm hug after a long day. I set the oven to 375, slid in the pizza, and went to my room to wait. 25 minutes of blissful anticipation. Halfway through, I heard it. The oven door, that old, rusty squeak, creaked open. Then silence, followed by the faint sound of a door closing down the hall. At first, I didn't think much of it. Maybe someone needed to heat something else up. No big deal. But when I came back at the timer's beep, my pizza, my one small joy for the night, was burned to a crisp. Confused, I opened the oven door and stared. Someone had shoved in a huge tray of chicken breasts and cranked the temperature up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I just stood there, staring at the charred edges of what used to be my dinner, my stomach growling, and my blood pressure rising. That wasn't just inconsiderate. That was disrespectful. "Fine," I muttered. "Make your chicken. But don't touch my stuff." I took the blackened pizza out, cut through its hardened crust, and forced myself to eat it. Each bite tasted like burnt cardboard in frustration. And as I sat there chewing, I could feel the anger building, not just over the pizza, but over everything. The exhaustion, the money stress, the feeling of always getting stepped on by people who thought their needs mattered more than anyone else's. That night, something snapped. I walked back into the kitchen, still fuming. The roommate's chicken was still in the oven, sizzling away at 425. I stared at it for a moment, then turned the temperature dial all the way up, 500 degrees. Maximum heat. Then I walked away. A few minutes later, the faint smell of burning chicken filled the hallway. Then came the smoke alarm, blaring, echoing through the apartment like a siren of justice. I waited in silence, almost calm now. Then I heard it. "Oh, no, no, no," followed by frantic scraping noises. The sound of panic. I stepped into the dark hallway, leaned against the wall, and said, softly but clearly, "Everything all good, bud?" He froze mid-motion, eyes wide, guilt written all over his face. Yeah, all good," he stammered, waving a smoke-covered oven mitt. Sure it was. The scene was almost cinematic. The roommate standing there in a smoky kitchen, his once prized chicken reduced to charcoal, the fire alarm still beeping. I just smiled slightly and walked back to my room, letting the satisfaction wash over me. It wasn't grand. It wasn't elaborate. But it was perfectly balanced. He ruined my pizza. I returned the favor. He got a lesson in basic respect, and maybe in checking the oven before walking away next time. A few weeks later, I moved out. Life moved on. But to this day, every time I hear an oven beep, I remember that night. Sometimes, the best revenge doesn't need words. It just needs a little heat. Don't mess with someone else's food, I'd say. Or you might just get your dinner served with a side of karma. If that story gave you a taste of justice, hit that like button and subscribe for more true Reddit revenge stories that'll make you say, They had it coming. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next story.